Good morning and welcome to our Food for Thought segment, sports betting top picks and plays for the NHL, the National Hockey League. My name is Abby. It is Tuesday, January the 28th. We're here to discuss we have a big slate for NHL hockey tonight. So we're going to get into that and we're going to discuss the lines, the over-unders for the National Hockey League. So the first game we're going to go into Carolina at the Rangers. Again, the total here is 6. Open up at 6. Carolina favored on the road in New York. Right now we're looking at 5.5s are coming down. You see some 6s, but some 5.5s are showing up as well in this game for the over under. So we're going to look into this game further. That's the Rangers in Carolina. Head-to-head, they had played 2 times already head-to-head. So their first meeting, November 27th last year, that's early in the season in Carolina. The total was 6.5. Carolina won at home 6-5, and it went over the total. Second game was in New York last month, December 22nd. The total was 5.5, and Carolina won in New York 3-1. And it was under the total 5.5. This game, looks like it's the same thing. It's in New York and it's under 5.5 again because the number has dropped half a point. Now Carolina, their last 10 games, 6-2-2 last 10, 3-6 and 1 to the under. Rangers last 10, 6-1 and 3 last 10 games, 5-5 to the under. So Carolina, they're 4-1 in the last 5 games. Last 5 games here, Carolina. Let's see, 2-2-1 even over under last 5. Rangers 3-2 last 5 games, and on the over under side they are 3-2 to the over last 5 games. Now, if you're wondering where we're getting this information from, it is, once again, oddslogic.com. Gives you the updated information on line moves, total moves, over-under moves, injury reports, everything for all sports. That's oddslogic.com. In regards to this game, Carolina, New York. So let's see. So 3-2 last 5, and we see 2-3 last 5. Let's see. Carolina, New York. Now Carolina has dominated the series. They've won the first 2 games easily. They've handled New York pretty easily. This is the 3rd meeting now. Yeah, this is a look ahead spot here. Let's see. Let me look at the hockey info. Get you guys let's see if I can get you guys a pick or a side or a total. We'll look for that. Let's see here. This is just a lean. I would lean to the, let's see, I would lean to the over 6.5 goals. I'll say over 6.5. I say that because the Rangers at home, I noticed the last few games, especially the last 3 games, the scoring has been picking up, especially at home. They're averaging about 4 goals at home. I'll say about 4 or more goals at home, the Rangers. I've noticed that. Carolina, I know they're playing to the under. 2-3, like we mentioned, 2 of the last 3 games, 2 and 3 to the under last 5 games, excuse me. But the scoring, yeah, they were playing to the under. That's two. Let me see. Yeah, two of the last three under the total. But I just find this game here, the Rangers putting up some goals offensively at home, and in the first meeting when they played in November, it was over 6.5 goals. I know the second meeting it went under 5.5. I just feel here. I lean to the over 5.5 goals. It's not a strong play, but I lean that way. That's the reason why. So it's a strong lean. As of the side, I have no plan on the side. That's going to be a pass. I'm passing on the side. I just like I lean to the over here. That's my only projection for this game. The next game is Chicago at Tampa Bay. We're looking at open 6.5, the total. Tampa Bay favorite at home. It's still at 6.5. That hasn't moved. So in regards to this game, we'll look at this matchup here. Chicago, Tampa Bay. In the last meeting they played was January 24th. They played like 4 days ago. So this is a rematch, like a home and home. The game was in Chicago. The total was 6.5. It went over 4-3. 4-3. Tampa Bay won that game in Chicago in overtime. So overall, Tampa Bay is 9-1. They've basically dominated Chicago in this series, and 5-4 won to the over. Yeah, so they played like 4 days ago. They played about 4 days ago. So the only way to look at this, in my opinion, you have to look at the over again. This has been an over series. So I like the over here, over 6.5 goals. I like that angle. Tampa Bay, Chicago for me. Over 6.5. To me, that's the only way to play it. Now, if you want to, another way you can play it too in this game, because this game's in Tampa Bay. And Chicago, they have struggled on the road. They struggled in Nashville, and they struggled in Detroit. So they haven't been winning. They haven't won on the road in a while. So another angle you can take, over 6.5 goals, and you can do Tampa Bay on the puck line, 1.5 goals. That's another angle you can take. I know the last game was a 1-point game. It was a 1-goal game. But I would take Tampa on the puck line. I think at home, they have that extra juice. Tampa Bay at home, they have that extra juice. And they can win by more than a goal. That's the way I feel about that game. Because they've dominated... they've clearly dominated Chicago here. They've dominated the Hawks. They really have their number, and they've dominated these guys. They've dominated Chicago. So I like puck line, 1.5 goals, and over 6.5 goals. I like that. Those are my 2 plays for that game. Chicago, Tampa Bay. Next game, Boston at Buffalo. Total 5.5. Boston favored. Now it's gone to 6. This game here, we're going to look into this in further detail. The matchup, Boston and Buffalo. Matchup here. Last 10 meetings. Actually, the last meeting, they played last month. That was the first meeting of the season in Boston. The total was 6 at that time. And Boston went 3-1. And it was under 6 goals. So the last 3 meetings have gone under 6 goals. Now we're going to look at the current form now. Boston, Buffalo. Boston against other teams. 5-3-1-1 last 10 games. 6-4 to the over. Boston's won 2 games in a row. That was at home. They are 3-2 to the over. I'm sorry, 3-2. Excuse me. Last 5 games, Boston. The total, they are, 3-2 to the over. Boston, 3-2 to the over. Buffalo, last 10 games, 4-6, 5-4-1 to the under. Buffalo coming off a 4-game road trip. They went 1-4. 1-4 on the road trip. Overall, 1-5 last 5 games. Last 5 over under, 2-2-1 over under. You know, I mentioned many times off. I don't like to back teams coming off a long, extensive road trip. So this is a fade spot. This is definitely a fade spot. I'm fading Buffalo here. Definitely going to fade them. And I like... I'm going to take Boston on the money line. I like the Bruins on the money line. I'm fading Buffalo here. I don't like them coming off a long road trip. I got to fade them. So for me, Buffalo on the money line. Let me see something here. And I'm going to lean to the under 5.5 goals. I'm taking the under here. I won't make it a lean. I'll make it an official play. Under 5.5 goals, and I'm going to take Boston money line. Under 5.5. I like this trend here. 3 straight unders between these two teams. Now I'm seeing. I saw here. We talked earlier about the line. I'm seeing 6s. So if you can get a 6, that's perfect. That's perfect. Now if you get 6.5, that's better. Under 6.5 goals. Now I'm seeing some 6s come across the board. So even at 6, I'd still take the under. I would still take the under, even at 6. 6.5 under, even better. I like that. I like the under here. That's my opinion on this game. I like that. So I saw, so 6. If you get it at 6, 6.5. Get the under. 6 under. I'm take the under. Yeah. Winnipeg, Montreal, next game. This game is open up at 6. Montreal, the total 6. Winnipeg favored on the road. Right now we're seeing 5.5s come down across the board. Seeing some 5.5s. So for this game here, this one, let's see. Winnipeg, Montreal, let's see. Okay, so the last game they played was last month in Montreal. I mean, in Winnipeg. That was last month, December 14th. The total was 6. It was 4-2 Winnipeg. They won, but it was a push at 6. It's basically been an under series. This series has been an under series. 3-6-1 to the under. Overall, last 10 games of Winnipeg, 7-2-1 last 10, 5-5 over under. Winnipeg's won 3 straight games. They won 1 on the road in Colorado, 3-2. And they won 2 straight at home. So they're 3-2 last 5. 3-2 to the over. So they've been putting up a lot of goals offensively. The offense is coming around in the last 3 games. They've been coming around. So they're putting up some numbers. Montreal, 6-2-1-1 last 10 games, 5-4-1 to the over. Montreal's lost 2 straight games. They're going in the opposite direction. 2-3 last 5 games. 3-1-1 to the over last 5 games. Yeah, I have to look in this case here. I'm going to have to look. So Winnipeg's won a couple. Let me see. Winnipeg on the road. Yeah, I gotta look. If you're getting it at 5.5, I would take the over. Let's see here. If you're getting it, if it's still at 6, I would take the under. So at 5.5, I'd take the over. If you're getting it at 5.5, if it's at 6, because the majority of books are going to 6. If it's at 6, I'd bet the under. So we'll try and this is pretty crucial. So we'll try to get the if you like the under, grab it at 6. If you like the over, grab the 5.5. That's all I can tell you. I like the under, so I'm waiting for the 6. When it gets to 6, I'll bet the under. For the side in this game, no opinion on the side. It's a pass. I pass on the side. No opinion on the side. I'll pass on that. Next game, Colorado at the Islanders. The total is 6. Colorado favored in Long Island. And right now we are seeing some 5.5s pop up. We'll look at this game here further. Let's see. One moment. Let's look at this one. Colorado and the Islanders. So in this game here, we see in the last 10. So they played the first game early in the season. This is October 14th in Colorado. Beginning of the year, the total was 6.5. The Islanders won 6-2 and went over the total. Overall, these guys are 6-4 last 10 and a 7-3 to the over. Colorado leads the series, but the Islanders won the first game. 7-3 to the over last 10 overall in general. It's been an over series, but let's look at the Colorado against other opposition. 4-5-1 last 10. 4-6 to the under. Colorado 2-3 the last 5 games, and 2-3 to the under. Islanders 7-3 last 10. 2-8 to the under. Islanders have won 4 straight games, but all 4 of those games are at home. So this is the last game of the. They had a long homestand. They had a 7-game homestand. So they're 4-2 on the homestand. They've won 4 straight. They're averaging about 3 goals on average. 3 goals. But they are 1-4 to the under. So 1-4 to the under. Islanders playing some solid defense. Especially in the last 4 games. They're playing good defense. In this game here, I know the first game went over the total. It went over. I realized that. And Colorado, they're on a road trip. They're on a 3-game road trip. This is the final game of the road trip. 1-1 to the over-under. 1-1. Last game, he scored 5 goals in New York against the Rangers, 1 against Boston, the loss. I'm going to take the under. I like the under here. Under 5.5 goals. I feel like the Islanders, they're showing me a lot at home. First of all, they're playing good defense at home in the last 4 games. And it's coinciding with the 4 straight unders. The 4 straight unders tells me they're playing defense. They're scoring goals in a timely fashion. And they're holding these teams in check. So I like 2 plays on this game. I like the puck line. Islanders on the puck line plus 1.5 goals. And I like the under 5.5. I like both of these. I like both of them. I feel that I know Colorado. I know the Islanders beat Colorado 6-2. They scored 6 goals on them, but I feel this is going to be a tighter. This is going to be a low-scoring affair. I feel this game's going to be the opposite, in my opinion. Very impressed with the Islanders. I wouldn't be surprised if they even won the game. I wouldn't talk you off of taking the Islanders on the money line. They're red hot right now. They're playing very well. I wouldn't even talk you off of that. But for me, like I said, I take the puck line plus 1.5 Islanders under 5.5 goals. That's my take on that game. Next game, Washington at Calgary. Total 5.5. Washington favored, still at 5.5. Has not really moved. So I'll take a deep dive look into this game. Washington at Calgary. This is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. Washington last 10 games, 7-1, 1-1, and 1-9 to the under. Yeah, they're 1-9 to the under. They've played to the under incredibly. 9 unders in a row. Yeah, oh man, yeah. This is an under team for sure. Definitely. If you're betting the Washington Capitals games under, you made a ton of money. Let's just say that you made a ton of money betting Washington Capital unders. That's a moneymaker right there. Calgary, 6-4 last 10, 4-6 to the under. Calgary 3-2 to the over. 3-2 overall last 5. Again, Calgary coming home off a road trip. You know how I feel about that already. How I am about that. First game at home off a road trip. However, the only play I'm going to play in this game, I'm going to bet under 5.5. I have to bet the under. That's the best play for this game. Like I said, Washington Capital games have gone under 9 straight games. I think it'll be 10 straight unders we're going to get here. Like I said, if you've been betting Washington Capital games to the under, you made a lot of money. You really did. So I'm going to continue to ride that train. Take Washington Calgary under 5.5 goals. I like that angle a lot. Next game, Dallas at Vegas. Vegas is favored, and the total's 6. That's the opening number. We are seeing 5.5s in 2 spots, 3 spots now. They're starting to come up 5.5. I believe these guys have played before. They must have played early this year. I'm going to double check this. Yeah, they played 2 times already. So the first meeting was in Las Vegas last month. The total was at 6, 3-2 Vegas. They won at home, under 6. Second game was in Dallas. The second game was actually 4 days ago, January 24th in Dallas. The total was 5.5, and it went over. Dallas won 4-3 and went over the total. I just find when these guys play, when they face off head to head, I'm looking at the past results from historical perspective. I find when they play Las Vegas, I'll get to that in a second. I have a play on this game, and I have a theory on this game, or I should say I have an angle on this game. Now I'll get to that in a moment. Now Dallas last 5 games, 3-2 last 5. 2-3 to the under. That's Dallas, the Dallas Stars. Vegas 3-6 and 1 last 10 games, 4-5 and 1 to the under. Last 5, 2-3 Las Vegas. Last 5 for the over under. 3-1 and 1 to the over. Yeah, so like I was saying before, Las Vegas games I find in general, except for one game at home, St. Louis went over the total, 5-4, January 20th. I just find in general, aside from that game, I find Las Vegas games, Las Vegas Golden Knight games at home, especially against this team, the Dallas Stars, I find their games to go under the total. games against Dallas and just teams in general, they play to the under. That's what I find. So in saying that, I'm gonna take Dallas and Vegas under 5.5 goals. This is in Vegas. They usually play to the under in Vegas against Dallas and against other teams. I find them going to the under the total. That's my observation. I like that angle. I don't know how to play on the side. The side is going to be a pass. I know this. I know they've split the series. It's 1-1 head to head. They split the series. Yeah, I'm just going to take the under in this game. Under 5.5 goals. That's my take here. I like the under here. No puck line, no side. Next game, and the last game for hockey. Anaheim at Seattle. Totals at 6. Anaheim favored in this one. And we're seeing a few 5.5s come up right now in this game. So we're going to look into this game, take a deep dive here. Anaheim at Seattle. So this game here, they've already played 2 times already. Twice in November. They played 2 times in November. First meeting was in Anaheim. The total was 6. And it was 3-2 Seattle winning in Anaheim. It was under 6 goals. Second meeting in Seattle on November 27th. The total was 5.5. Anaheim won 5-2 in that game. So in this game here, Anaheim in general, the last 10 games, 3-5-1-1, and then 4-4-2 over under. Anaheim's won 2 straight games. They're all at home. They really tend to struggle on the road. They have issues on the road. They've won 1 game this month on the road. That's how bad they are on the road. And they have offensive issues. They average about, if you're lucky, 2 goals. They barely get 2 goals on the road. So they have issues on the road. So don't let the 2-game winning streak fool you, because they have big issues on the road. As for Seattle, 5-5 last 10. 5-4-1 to the over. Seattle 3-2 last 5, and 2-3 to the under. So Seattle at home. Let's look at this one carefully. Let's see. Still looking into this one. I'm looking at some other angles for this game. Anaheim at Seattle. Let's see. Anaheim, Seattle. I'm looking at it, guys. I'm looking at a team total for Anaheim, Seattle. Looking at the team total in this one. Let's see here. I'm just looking at a different angle on this game. Seattle. This is an interesting game. Boy. I was looking at an Anaheim team total under, but I don't like the odds for this one. I don't like it. I don't like it. I was looking at the under angle, but I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like this angle. Or I don't like the odds for that. I don't like the odds. Boy, oh, wow. Yeah, I was looking at that angle. Hmm. Oh man. I'm gonna pass on this game. Um, they don't feel confident to pull the trigger. I was gonna take the Anaheim under, but I don't like the odds for this at all. That's why I took a little. I took kind of long to give you an immediate pick or a side because there's too much uncertainty with the odds for a team total with Anaheim, and yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. I didn't like the odds there. They're not favorable for me to release and provide with confidence. So I can't. I'm gonna pass on this game. Gonna pass on this game. I don't have a lean on this game either. Yeah, there's just too much complications for this game. I can't give you a play on this game. Sorry about that, guys. Can't give you a play on it. But the other games I gave a play on. Again, thank you very much for tuning in and catching the NHL edition for best bets, top plays and picks. Good luck to you guys. If you follow or fade, good luck to you. I just look at the games, pick what I have to pick based on what I see and believe. Again, cash or trash, cashless tickets, whatever you do. Stay humble, stay blessed. Believe in yourself, stay positive. Peace. Have a good day.